And welcome back, John Morris Show, special edition, live from the Brazos Landing on this Wednesday afternoon, heading into the NCAA Tournament. First four actually began last night. Main draw begins tomorrow, so nobody better to talk NCAA Tournament, Baylor memories than this guy, Tweety Carter, who joins us. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, J-Mo. Anything for you, man. I would love to show up, man.
I welcome every opportunity we have to visit, so that's good.
Yes.
You doing well? Everything good?
Yes, doing well. I cannot complain.
Good deal. Very good. The gist of what I want to talk about with you is just NCAA tournament memories. I mean, this is such a great time of year. You're a basketball guy through and through. There's really no better time of the year, is there?
Oh, no, this is perfect time of the year. This is what you work all summer for, all year. I like to look at it as stages, J-Mo. You work all summer to prepare for non-conference. Non-conference prepare you for conference, and that's considered playoffs.
Yeah.
And then you have your conference tournament, and then after conference tournament, March, you're going dancing, and just to hear those songs, leading into March Madness, getting an opportunity to hear your name get called is an unbelievable blessing. And just to share it with this program and Baylor in general means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to these players that's playing in it now.
That's good. I know it means a lot to you because the roots are very deep. Goes back to your time playing at Baylor, playing in the NCAA tournament, and now coaching in the postseason with Baylor. So, I mean, that goes back, doesn't it?
Oh, man, it goes back, and it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it. So March Madness means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to, again, the players, and I know that's something that they work hard for, and the coaches as well work hard to make sure you put you in position to be in March Madness. And when you can't participate in March Madness, you hope you could play in some type of tournament to continue to play and continue to win a championship in something. So this is a great time of the month. I love March.
Very cool. What do you remember growing up? Do you remember March Madness? Do you remember any big games you grew up in Louisiana. Anything stand out from those days?
Man, just watching basketball in general was a blessing for me. Funny, I'm gonna say this. I used to watch Duke a lot.
Did you?
Duke, LSU, North Carolina, Kansas, the obvious, right?
Right.
And so you always put yourself in those shoes like, man, I want to be there one day. I want to possibly be competing on TV one day. And that was always my dream. And funny story, J-Mo, I was a football and baseball player.
Yeah.
So I was always watching basketball, but I didn't really care for it as much as I do now.
Is that right?
I was always, football. Like, what could I watch on TV that's going to put me in position to be a better football player?
That's funny.
And so, but when basketball kind of took off, of course, like I said, the Duke, the North Carolinas, LSU was a big part of who I watched coming up.
Yeah, that's funny. And then, lo and behold, you end up playing Duke, right?
Yeah.
In the Elite Eight with a trip to the Final Four on the line.
I look at my picture in my office every day and see the Baylor fans, see the support, all of those fans. I can't remember the exact number of how many fans we had come to that game and be a part of it, but it was so special, man. And sometimes I still get emotional about it, and because I wanted to, and my teammates, we wanted to play on. We wanted to get in that Final Four because we knew how special it was, and we knew how much it meant to this program.
Yeah. All right. So let's go in depth a little bit more there. That was 2010 in Houston, NRG Stadium, and it was I remember like 45,000 fans and close to 40 were Baylor fans.
Yes.
That's my story, okay?
Yes.
Maybe it wasn't quite that high, but it was a huge number of Baylor fans, wasn't it?
Yes. I mean, it was an unbelievable blessing. And like I said, I have that picture in my office, and to see all of those fans, to see all of the Baylor fans in that building, it gave us so much energy, and we understood what we was fighting for more than just us. We was fighting for the program, and we tried our best to come out with the win. And it didn't happen, but that process was unbelievable. To get a 3 seed, to play in New Orleans for me and Lace was unbelievable. And to beat Old Dominion and Sam Houston, after that game, quick story, my mom cooked. We drove down 30 minutes. My mom cooked for the whole team.
Yeah.
And to get those 2 wins, and we had another player on our team, Anthony Jones. And we was like, well, we protected New Orleans. Let's go to Houston and protect Houston for Ant Jones. And so we had St. Mary's the first game, and it was an unbelievable game. I think it was a record-setting game in the first half, and we closed it out second half. And, it was an unbelievable opportunity for us to go against Duke, which is a great program in itself, and playing against some of the guys that's actually coaching now and doing really well. Right. Nolan Smith, John Shire, all of those guys, and to play against them and to see them coaching now is fun to be a part of, and to be mentioned with those guys is a huge blessing.
So think about that game and the guys on the court, and you're coaching with Baylor. John Shire's the head coach at Duke now. Nolan Smith, I heard his name last week.
Yes, Tennessee. He's at
Tennessee State.
Tennessee State, yes, sir.
Yeah, which is in the tournament.
Yes. He's doing unbelievable, and I mean it's fun to see, because I know how competitive those guys are and how much they want to win.
Yeah,
and so that's the biggest thing is seeing that and knowing who they are, and being around them since we've been 15, 16 years old at Nike camps and all of those type things. Just to see them in those shoes now, it's an unbelievable blessing.
Wow. All right, so 2010, first two rounds were in New Orleans, which couldn't have been better for you and Lace, and win two games there, which were tight. It's Coach Drew, and he said it in Kansas City, the toughest game is the first game.
Yes.
And that was kind of the case with you guys in ODU, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very tough. It was unbelievable. I mean, so many different guys stepped up. From Ant Jones, Josh Lomers, QAC, Epe, the obvious Epe Lace, of course, did what they needed to do, but other guys played a big part into why we were successful, and that's the whole beauty in March. J-Mo, is guys giving up their own personal goals. You got 6 games to win it all, and if you giving up everything that you work for to better the team, that's the most successful teams, and to see us do that at that point was an unbelievable. You would never forget that moment, and that 2010 team, we'd never forget those moments. And I know, we went through pain of losing that game, but that game will forever be talked about because we sacrificed so much and we understood who needed the ball. We understood what we needed to do as a unit, and we just came up short.
Yeah, that was a team, what you're saying, playing as one, good shot, better shot, best shot. That was really on display there, and y'all really did play so well together. The St. Mary's game was the Elite Eight game in Houston.
Yes.
And some people were picking St. Mary's to win. I mean, that was kind of a popular pick, wasn't it?
Yes, they was coming off 2 great wins. I remember, I think they beat Villanova.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember the other big win that they have. But Sam had 30-point games, both games, and we was known for our zone. We played zone a lot, and we got laughed at. Like, no way they stopped me in the zone. And he didn't know our bigs was really, really competitive.
Yeah.
And Josh Lomers hated guys that talk trash. QAC and FAU though was showing up anyway. Yeah. But if you talk trash about Josh Lomers, he's showing up.
Wow.
And you don't want to hit that rock. That's a solid rock. And our guys was fired up. And also as guards, we was fired up because they had guards on their team that was, I think, shooting 50% from 3. And one of them was projected defensive player of the year, something like that. Was high defensive player, energetic, and we wasn't running from the competition. Right. We wanted it, and we knew how good we were as a unit, and we wanted to go out there and show it. And we showed it. And
you did.
We wanted to go out there and punch him in the mouth, and I think we did that in the first half. And it was fun. We seen them in the hallway. We kind of looked at each other. It was fun competition though. At that time.
Nice. Sam Hand was running his mouth a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of respect for St. Mary's though. They was a well coached team, but it was so much fun to be able to compete against St. Mary's at that time.
It's terrific. Talking about the 2010 NCAA Tournament, the regional round, the Sweet 16, the Elite 8 games in Houston. Can you stay through a break? We'll take a break and be back.
Yes, I'm here, J-Mo.
All right,
baby.
All right. You're here. We'll get to Baylor and Duke in 2010 when we come back. Tweety Carter is with us. We are live at the Brazos Landing. Great location right across the river from Foster Pavilion. You can almost see Tweety's office from here, and right across the interstate from McLean Stadium, where I-35 and the Brazos River meet. Live from the Brazos Landing. We'll continue right after this.
We're celebrating the Declaration of Deals at Allen Samuels in Waco. Right now, get $11,000 off a new Ram 1500 Lone Star, plus 2.9% for 72 months. Cash in on $11,000 off a new Ram 2500 Lone Star Crew Cab, or choose 0% for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. Feel secure with America's best full-size truck powertrain 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty at Allen Samuels.
And back with us, we are live at the Brazos Landing on this Wednesday afternoon. NCAA tournament time, the crown tournament time for Baylor basketball. Baylor women headed into the NCAA tournament. They'll play Friday in Durham, North Carolina against the winner of tonight's play-in game. That is Richmond and Nebraska. And then after tonight, Baylor women will know their first-round opponent. Continuing with Tweety Carter, Baylor legend, player, now coach on Scott Drew's staff. And we're reminiscing. You're telling stories that only you would know because you were in that locker room. But the 2010 NCAA tournament in Houston, the great Baylor crowd that was there, beat St. Mary's, silence a lot of critics after that, and then look who's there, big bad Duke, for a trip to the Final Four.
Oh, man, that was one game, couldn't get a lot of sleep before. Was very, very excited because, again, you watch these type teams as you growing up. Duke has always been a well-known program. And, for me, this was the reason why I came to Baylor, was to be in these shoes and, to warm up, to go through this process, to be playing Duke in the Elite Eight with the chance to advance to the Final Four meant the world to not just me, to our team, to the program. And to see the support, was unbelievable. And leading up to the game, you knew it was going to be a dogfight. And I know a lot of people didn't give us a chance, but I knew looking across that locker room, looking at the dudes in that locker room, I knew we had a chance. And all we had to do was go out there and play for one another. And I thought we did that to the best we could. Of course, you go back and look at games. What could you have done better? I could have got Epe the ball more, probably. That's the main thing I go back and look at. I'm like, man, maybe I should have got Epe the ball a little bit more. Him, Q, even Lace, just gotten guys touches a little bit more as a point guard. Me looking back at it sometimes, that's the main thing I kick myself in the butt about, but was an unbelievable experience. It wouldn't trade it for the world, man. And it was a huge blessing to compete that day.
What a great memory. And, people, if we bring that up, so that was 2010, so that was 15, 16 years ago. If we bring up that game, what's the first thing they're going to say?
Talk about the charge.
They're
going to talk about that charge.
The block charge call with about
charge.
6 minutes to play. Zubak was there, and was it Quincy driving in?
Yes.
Quincy AC, and the call, and it was Doug Sermons, wasn't it? Who still officiates games.
Yes.
Isn't it funny this many years later how people – yesterday, I was at a luncheon yesterday, and the lady brought it up about that game, about the block charge call and how mad they were and getting on the bus. It was Cheryl Gotchis, who's head of HR for Baylor. And she brought it up just yesterday. So people remember it really well.
Well, J-Mo, could we play that last couple minutes then back? Could
Please.
We just run that back?
I would like to. Sure.
I would love to run that back and just relive that whole situation and let us come up victorious and go play Final Four and win a national championship.
That's right.
Be unbelievable.
It didn't work that way, though.
I know. It doesn't. It doesn't. But that moment, it changed the course of the game, of course. But to hear it still be talked about, you're part of history. And the guys on Duke team, even hearing those guys tell their story, to give us credit to one of the best teams that they had to go against. And salute to them for saying that, because they don't have to say that. And I knew how tough we played, and I knew how hard we played, and to come up just short of going to the Final Four. It still breaks my heart because, you always want to be a part of bringing Baylor a national championship. And but the guys that did bring Baylor a national championship, I'm so proud of those guys. And I'm so grateful for those guys because you still a part of it. And I'm so thankful to still be a part of that. But that's the reason why I wanted to be a part of this program and this program in particular, because I wanted to help be a part of this specialty that we're talking about today.
That's cool. You're a huge part of it.
Yes.
You are very much a connection point for former Baylor basketball players. You get the reunion, you get the guys back every year, you get the Vets Week, going during the summer, which is really fun. But it's perfect to have you back here and on Coach Drew's staff because you're a great connection. If somebody wants Lace comes to a lot of games, I'm sure he hits you up for tickets.
Yes. That is my brother.
I know
that
that's
is
right.
My brother, and just to have those guys come back and know they got a home to come back to. And that's the special part about Baylor is continuing to allow guys like myself, even 20 years from now, you got guys being able to come back, even the older guys before my time, just to see them come back, give back, share knowledge, share information on how to continue to be a successful person, a successful young man means the most to me. And I know it means a lot to our younger guys. And so I'm so thankful for that because everything that they went through made a way for us. Everything that we went through made a way for these guys today. And everything that the championship team went through made a way for these guys today. So I'm so grateful for that. And I hope, as the years go on, these young players and the youth understand what it means to have alumni, what it means to play for the front of your jersey. And I think that's being lost a little bit, the rivalry of playing college basketball and playing some of these rival teams. I know for us, it was Texas A&M, it was Texas Tech. I can go on and on, just to have that rivalry and knowing that, hey, when you play these teams, you got to come to war, and every game should be that way. But at the end of the day, you have built-in rivalries and I think some of that is being lost. But at the end of the day, if you understand why you come into programs and not just for the financial gain, but also for the relationships. And that means a lot to me because I played for the front of the jersey. The guys that came here played for the front of the jersey, and that's why they come back. That's why it's so easy to get these guys back for alumni weekend and come back and play against our current guys. And that's what it's about for me is forever family. And those relationships mean more to me than anything. And I hope these young guys in the youth understand that more than anything.
That's great. I feel the same way. I know you do, and I hope these guys who maybe are just here for 1 year, still feel like they're Baylor Bears and can come back too. I think of Caden Powell. He's a guy,
unbelievable guy.
He's a guy that just here 1 year, but he's from Waco. I think he's one that's going to come back.
Yes, he bleeds green and gold. I'm going to tell you that now. He's unbelievable. Work hard, respectful, a grinder, and appreciate Waco. He loves Waco. He do so much for the community. Him and his mom, I could speak. They do so much for the community, and then for him to come back home, could have made different decisions, but for him to come back to Waco and be a part of that meant the world to me. I know it meant the world to Coach Drew, and it meant the world of this program. And we just want to say thank you, Caden Powell, for that because, you don't have that and see him come and fight for this program. I know that meant a lot to this program.
Yeah, very much. All right, I know you got to get back to work. Y'all have practice this afternoon, but a couple other thoughts away from 2010 to finish with the Duke game. The block charge call, it was such, it really was a big call, big play, but because it sort of turned the tide Duke's way, and that was about 6 minutes or so to play, and then they go on to win and go to the Final Four and win the national championship.
J-Mo, you've been in this a long time. Momentum is everything. And that was a big momentum swing for us. It just took the life out of us, felt like. And you work on those moments, not letting that happen. But when you fight and those type of situations happen, you of course you got to have, the composure to get yourself out of it, but we didn't at that particular time. And, looking back, and you wish you would have,
right,
but you didn't. And, those one of the moments you could help now some of these young guys through those moments.
Yeah.
But, man, that was a big, big moment swing and momentum swing that we couldn't recover from. But that was an opportunity for us to possibly go to the Final Four and win a national championship. And we fell short of that. But that's exactly why I decided to come here, and other guys decided to come here, was to be a part of that moment there.
That's a great memory. You, Lace, Ant, Quincy AC, Josh Lomers, Epe was right there in the middle. Oh,
AJ Walton,
AJ,
Fred Ellis.
Oh
man, I could go down the list.
That was
some awesome team. Guys.
That is a great memory.
Yeah.
That is a great memory.
Yes,
it really
sir.
is.
Yes,
well, we appreciate you sharing with us today. You played in another NCAA tournament in 2008.
Yes,
which was Baylor's first NCAA appearance in 20 years.
In 20
since
years.
88.
Yes.
That was big, just getting to the tournament, wasn't it?
Yep, that was huge because, you got to the tournament with guys that kind of came here with Coach Drew, Curtis Gerald, Henry Dugat, was Tim Bush. I don't know if Tim Bush was here at that time, but Henry Dugat, Curtis Gerald, Kevin Rogers, Mark Shepard, Aaron Bruce, and if I'm forgetting anybody, please forgive me, but those guys, man, meant the world to me because they helped me when I first got here. I never seen Coach Charlie who was our strength coach. We used to run a lot, and so he used to time us. And me coming from high school, my freshman year, Curtis Gerald and Henry Dugat would run, and I'm like, I used to call home and tell my high school coach, these guys are so fast, there's no way I can keep up with them.
Right.
I maybe need the red shirt. But
really?
They helped me out so much with just showing me things and letting me know that it was okay to struggle early on and I was going to figure it out. And they like my big brothers. I think I'm a year older, a couple months older, but they like my big brothers in the sense of just showing me the ropes and helping me out. And I appreciate that about them, and forever love for that. And then we had Lace come join us after that.
Bring on Lace.
Which helped us out a lot. And me and J-Lo, can't forget my brother J-Lo, because me and him came in together. So we went through the grind together. So
great.
Unbelievable blessing. But yes, that year, 2008, meant the world because, again, we made the tournament. And that was the most important thing. We made the tournament. And we did lose to Purdue the first, but to make the tournament with the guys that kind of built this program. And, I wanted to make sure that I continue it after they left.
Yeah, very cool. So 08 made the tournament, one game and then out. That was sort of, looking back on it, I know you didn't feel this way then, but it was, you kind of reached your goal by making the NCAA tournament. I mean, not then. You didn't look at it that way then, but it was a great accomplishment to get to the tournament.
Yes, it was a big accomplishment. I think we was excited to be there. We were so excited. We were so excited, man, just to be playing in March. To your point earlier, that's what you prepare for all year, to play in March, to hear your name, regardless of what happened. You plan in March, and we got that chance. Purdue beat us. We fought. We played hard. We just came up a little short against them, and but we remember that. We remember those moments with that group of guys.
And was that the year when on the selection show you were the very last team called, or was that another year?
No, yes. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Remember Farrell Center?
Yes, that was the Farrell Center.
Fans
yes,
are there.
I remember.
Yes, that was the year, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
We was the last one to get picked.
Yeah, so 64 teams in the tournament then.
Yeah.
Everything builds. We got a big crowd there. You get to the very last bracket. The last school called is Baylor, and the place erupted. Oh, man, that was cool. That's a great memory.
New Baylor Bears, baby.
That's
New
right.
Baylor Bears.
That's right. Very cool. That's a great memory.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for your time. I appreciate it. We could talk all day.
Yes,
and
we sure can,
it's
J-Mo.
fun. Enjoy the games, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can do in the Crown in Las Vegas.
Yes, unbelievable blessing. We're looking forward to competing. Anytime you get to put on that Baylor jersey, like I said, J-Mo, we are looking to compete and win.
Yeah.
And we are excited, and Baylor fans, come out and support us. Sick 'em Bears. Bears all day.
Cool. Very good. Tweety Carter, Baylor legend, with us. Great to reminisce with him about his memories of March Madness as a Baylor player and now as a Baylor coach. We'll take a break. Back with more in a moment. We are live at the Brazos Landing. Come by, visit, check out that $12 lunch menu we talk about every day. Great menu, and the porch is coming soon, opening in about a week, as Becky Lindsay told us. Thanks to Tweety. We'll take a break, be back. Look at the Big 12 schools that are in the big dance and otherwise, others in the crown and one in the NIT. We'll look at that when we come back. Live from the Brazos Landing. Keep it right here.